Dear students, welcome back. I welcome all of you to this online class. Today we are going to discuss a poem from our literature book. The poem Animals, written by Walt Whitman. In this poem, the poet makes a comparison between human beings and animals. He says that animals are better than human beings because human beings lack many virtues. Let us discuss the poem in detail. Walt Whitman was an American poet. He was born on 31st May 1819 and died on 26th March 1892. He was a poet, essayist, and journalist. Some of his notable works are Franklin Evans, Leaves of Grass, Manly Health and Training, Drum Taps. This poem is from Song of Myself, contained in his work Leaves of Grass. Let us listen to the poem Animals by Walt Whitman.
Animals. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind, that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So, they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? By Walt Whitman.
I think I could turn and live with animals. The poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. He says he should turn away from the depressing human world and live with animals. So we can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. He wants to live in the world of animals. Why he wants to live with animals? Poet explains it. They are so placid and self-contained. Placid means calm and peaceful. Self-contained means self-satisfied. So the poet says that animals are more peaceful than human beings. And they are self-satisfied. They are happy with whatever they have. They are not greedy. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things. They are happy with their life. So the poet wants to live with the animals. He thinks animals are better than human beings. Time. I stand and look at them long and long. The poet stands and stares at them for long. He stands still and looks at the animals for a long time. Look at these lines. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Sweat here means complaint. Whine means cry. The poet says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery. They do not sweat and whine about their conditions as humans do. We human beings always sweat and whine about our condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Sins means wrongdoings. They never stay awake in the night. They never lie awake in the night and weep over their sins. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings. We human beings do like that. We commit mistakes and we stay awake in the night, crying in repentance for our wrongdoings. Animals do not do like this. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Animals do not even make the poet bored by discussing their duty to God. Human beings are doing like that. Animals are different from human beings. They do not make the poet sick by discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied. Not one is dissatisfied. No animal is discontented. No animals are dissatisfied. Not one is demented. Demented means mad, with the mania of owning things. No one is demented. No animals are demented, crazy with the desire to possess more and more things. Human beings are crazy with the desire to possess more and more things. Animals don't have the mania of owning things. That is why poet says that animals are different from human beings. They do not cry or complain about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not discuss their duty to God. They are not dissatisfied. They are not crazy with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. No one kneels to another. Kneels means bow down to show respect. The poet says that no animal bows his head in respect to another. Poet has never seen any animal showing his devotion or respect to anyone by bowing down in front of the person. Not one kneels to another. No animals kneel down to show respect. Human beings are doing this. Nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. They never show their respect to their ancestors who lived thousands of years ago. No animal is considered worthy of respect, and no one is worried about the whole earth. They do not show devotion towards God like humans do. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in the human society. No one among them is more respectable or important. Not one is respectable or unhappy. They are not unhappy. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They show their relations to me. Poet says that animals are honest in showing their relations with others. In this way, animals show that they belong to the poet. They show their relations to the poet, and he accepts them as his own. I accept them. Poet says that animals show their relations to him, and he accepted it. They bring me tokens of myself. Tokens means qualities here. They remind the poet the qualities he had, the virtues he had. Now he doesn't have such qualities. And animals still retain those qualities. They evince. Evince means show. They show them plainly in their possessions. Animals show those qualities clearly. Animals show their relations to the poet, and he accepts it. And the animals remind him of his qualities, and they show them. They show those qualities very clearly. I wonder where they got those tokens. At last, poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. Poet wonders where the animals got such good qualities. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? He questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past are now seen in animals. Human beings lost it. And poet wonders where the animals got those qualities. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop the qualities? Negligently means carelessly. So the poet wonders where the animals got that virtues and how he lost those virtues. Dear students, the poem is over. It's a small poem. Now we will discuss the literary devices used in this poem. Dear students, look at these lines. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. Next line, I stand and look at them long and long. Here the two lines, consecutive lines, starts with the word I. It is called anaphora. Already we discussed about anaphora. The word I is used at the beginning of two consecutive lines. So the literary device used here is anaphora. The same literary device is used in these lines also. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Anaphora is used here. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Human beings always sweat and whine, cries and complains about their condition. The same traits are attributed to animals. So the literary device used here is metaphor. Sweat and whine refers to the cries and complaints of human beings.